All right, looks like we're getting ready to get squared away here. I see Margaret Jean is here, so that's always good. Let's get this thing fired up, shall we? You guys ready to do this? Welcome to episode, what are we at, 240? Hey, good to see you guys. Always fun to hang out with you guys. I saw we went international right off the bat with Heather joining in. Marsha's here, Harper's here, Diane's here, Karen, Bev, Barb. Man, it's just awesome. Betty, I see you, and Kirby checks in on YouTube. Very cool. Welcome. So for those of you guys who haven't found it yet, those of you who found this streaming somewhere else, everything on the I don't know, left-hand side, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. One of my goals, I set a lot of goals this year. One of my goals is to get you guys connected everywhere. So hopefully that is one of your goals as well. So if you haven't already, go ahead and get over there. Looks like Anna checks in from Tallahassee. Cindy is here. Let's see who else we got. Anna is here. I got that. Karen is here. Dee from Queens. Corey checks in from Connecticut. Lee is here. Woo! Very, very, very fun. Becky checks in from Colorado Springs. Joyce is here. West of Ann Arbor, living my lifetime below goal for 6.5 years. Awesome. Megan Miller says, wow, look at those graphics. I know! This is what 2019 is doing to me. I'm in the middle of testing this software out. I think it's, I think I want to stick with it. I kind of like it. You know, it's kind of fun, so cool. Mary checks in from Ohio. Alice is here. Woohoo! Back in New York City. You know, I am envious every time you guys post pictures of your little retreat. It's just looks like such a gorgeous place to hang out for a couple days. So, but welcome back to New York City. That's fun too. Terry checks in from Kansas City. Judy from Vero Beach. Is that my guess? Yep. Jan is going crazy on Twitter. Glenda is from cold and rainy Texas. Heather checks in from Philadelphia. Connie says Happy New Year. I agree. Happy New Year. What a great start to 2019. Goal setting wise, I'm killing it. I spent all day here. Check this out. I spent all day. I have a new planner. I showed you guys that before, but I spent all day getting my goals written down, and then each goal broken down. Actionable steps. So I have 9 pages here of, well, that one's blank because I've got 2 more to go. 9 pages of goals. Got my calendar ready. 2019 is going to be awesome. If you don't believe that, hang on. I tell you, it's going to be awesome. Hildy says, looks so official. Love the long list of where we can find you. I just don't want you to miss any opportunity. You know, really. I see. I got running a little late tonight, but I see before the show you guys comment in, and one of the coolest things I see that you guys post is when you say, "So needed to be here today." I so need this podcast, or I'm so glad I'm here. That type of stuff validates what I'm doing. So always appreciate that. So Pam checks in from Grass Lake, Michigan. Sheena Rogers from San Diego. Good evening to you. Margaret Jean says, Margaret Jean checks in. She's not going to like me much. Lee says I surpassed 6 miles. So, very, very cool. Let's see. Connie says, my one goal is to go through my recipes. Yeah, get your recipes organized. I agree with that. So, cool. Very cool. So Cheryl says, go Pats. Yeah, I have not caught up with any football. I'm so behind in the football world. I learned a long time ago, we talk about being deliberate in your actions. And I'm a firm believer in being deliberate, because if you're deliberate, you get what you get. If you're not deliberate, you get whatever comes, whatever is left over, I guess. And we don't want that to happen. So we want you to kind of be deliberate in whatever your actions are. So for me, being deliberate is I don't watch football anymore, because that's 2-3 hours of my day that I just can't get back. So anyway, just interesting observation there about being deliberate. Let's see what else we got. So cool. Looks like Heidi checks in. Good evening to you. Haven't seen you in forever. Hope you're doing well. Pamela checks in from Colorado Springs. Jan says, I just happened to see the alert on Twitter, but it's supposed to notify me. Yeah, it's supposed to. Melissa says, hi, Mike. I'm pulling a Daisy. Hi, Melissa and Daisy. Hopefully Daisy's here. I haven't seen her yet, but I'm sure. I think Daisy comes in stealth mode. Just that's what I think. Anyway, so being deliberate means, I don't watch a lot of football. I get the reviews later, and that works for me. I learned a long time ago that, if the Patriots win every single game, but I'm divorced, does it really matter? Right? Because I spent way too much time watching football on every Sunday, so kind of gave that up, and now I just catch the highlights because there are things that are more important to me than that. So anyway, that's the deal here. Got a lot of stuff tonight. We got a great show planned for you. We got, for those of you joining new, so what we do here is we spend about 10-15 minutes catching up, saying hello, saying hi, and then we actually record the podcast live. You get to watch the actual recording, and then I put the actual podcast in the app. And so if you don't have the app already, you know how to go get it, right? Go to the App Store, look for WhysAdvice with FatDag. That's the best way to hear the show, I believe. So very, very, very fun. So how's your 2019 going? So far, so good, right? I hope so. Man, I really, really want you to have the best year ever. I believe you can do this. I believe I can do it. I believe we have an amazing community. So there's no reason not to get this done. Let's see. Heather says, it's good to be here tonight. It's a much-needed break. Heather, you and I chatted very briefly online earlier today, and I meant every word that I said. I don't have much to say, but I meant them all. So I'm glad you're here. Truly am. Let's see. Jill says, best year ahead. I like it. Michelle says, been on plan since Saturday. Awesome. Congratulations, Michelle. Michelle, welcome. Very, very fun. Teresa says, stop eating points. I love that mantra. Hello from Baltimore. Baltimore? Gotcha. Tracy says, watched on the treadmill this morning. Time to catch up on the podcast. Well, you're here. You don't catch up now. Hang out with us first. It's way more fun. Dee says, tracking, moving, doing the right thing by me. That's exactly it. Yep. And then Anna's back on plan. Perfect. I'm so glad. I'm so glad to see so many of you, coming back and returning back, because I tell you, this is the coolest thing in the world. It really is. What we built here as a community, getting it done, amazing stuff. So cool. Jane says, I can't join tonight. I'm leading a WW workshop. Woohoo! Well, just take your phone, set it on the desk, and have them watch, right? And then that'll be your meeting tonight or your workshop tonight. Fun. Pam says we should meet up. Oh, Pam's talking to Joyce. Got it. So Lisa, they wrote 7 goals, then typed them up and offered copies to my Wednesday morning workshoppers. Nice. Linda said, I'm going to be more awesome than last year. I love that, because that means you were awesome last year and you're recognizing it and moving forward in that. So cool. Wendy says, I can only seem to stay on plan through breakfast. My eating has been out of control since Thanksgiving. Well, we may talk about that. So I understand it for sure. And the fact that you typed it out means you understand that it's happening, which is really the true success. So Teresa's asking, how much water do you recommend per day, and is Crystal Light okay? Crystal Light is absolutely okay if it's forcing you to get your water in. And how much should you get a day? The general guideline is 6 to 8 8-ounce glasses a day. Google it. It's a very Googleable term. Is that a word? Googleable? Googleable? I don't know how to say that. Googleable term. But 6 to 8 8-ounce glasses a day is kind of your benchmark for water. A long time ago, I have no issue getting my water in that. I only drink water, so it makes it very easy. But and it took me a while to get there, right? I mean, I was 12 sodas a day down to nothing but water, because water is that important. But anyway, very, very fun. All right, you guys ready to do this? Let's get this thing recorded. Let's get the show going, and then we'll hang out after the show for as long as you want. Does that sound cool? You down with that? You down with that? Cool. Let's see, what do I need? I got my phone, I got my pen. Water break, right? You got your water ready? For those of you brand new, we take a water break right now. This is the easiest opportunity you'll ever have to get your water in. in the middle of the podcast, we stop what we're doing, we grab our water, and we drink. Right? Are you ready? Here we go. Yeah, Dee's got it. So here we go. Got the, let's see, the Wingman bottle, right? It's a vintage, let's see, a vintage 2019. Man, this is fresh out of the tap. Doesn't get any more fresh than this. Man, I hope it tastes as good as it. Here you go. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, yeah. This one's going to be good. Ooh, incredible water. Cheers. That was every bit as good as it looked, every bit as good as it smelled. I tell you, nothing better than that. Karen, remind me again. Don't let me forget, because I forgot last time. I'm not ready to get there yet, but definitely remind me. Again, let me see if I can get... I don't even know if I have... Yeah, I probably do. Yep. Let's see. Kirby says the things FatDag gets excited about. I know. Water. It's fantastic. Heidi says you're making me want to pee. Yeah. Luckily, we haven't had to do a timeout in the middle of the show, right? And say, "Hey, timeout. It's time for Daggett has to pee." So, left and right. Say Bev says almost home. I need a microphone. Yeah, I need this. This helps. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. What the heck? Testing, testing, testing. Hello? There it is. There we go. That looks better. All right. Let's do this. Episode 240. Officially recording at this point. Got it. Thank you. I tell you, it makes me mad when I don't record the show. It really, really does. You know, because that's the whole reason we're here is to get the show recorded. This thing's not going to cooperate tonight. I need to tighten this down. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Cool. All right, so we're recording. Got that squared away. Yep, recording is going. Episode 240 coming up right here. Here we go. Let me get this ready. All right, cool. I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode number 240. Season 3 officially kicked off with the last episode. We'll call this now Season 3. Welcome to Season 3. 240 episodes of this podcast. You can go all the way to August. If you start at episode 0 and listen to one a day, you can go 240 days and not miss a single day. Every single morning you can wake up to a podcast and have some sort of motivation in your ear, someone telling you you can do this. Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if you wake up now, from January to August, every single day focused and on fire, boy, you're going to love what you look like, you're going to love what you feel like, you're going to love every single thing about August. I promise you that. So if you haven't already, get the app out of the App Store, the WhysAdvice app. That's the best way to hear the show. I put the recordings right in the app. It alerts you when it's there. They're all in there. Go to your App Store, look for WhysAdvice with FatDag. And of course, we're on Spotify. We're on iHeartRadio. I think we're coming to Pandora soon. You can check. I'm not sure if it's released yet, but pretty soon being released on Pandora, which is going to be exciting. Let's see, where else are we? All over the internet. If you Google FatDag, you'll find it. And join us here, certainly, during the live show. Love to have you here. Looks like about 120 of you or so hanging out with us. Always fun to have you guys out here. So thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for being a part of my journey. And thank you for sharing your journey with the rest of us. So I went over the show with Delilah's email. Her first email comes in and says, Dear FatDag, hey there, long-time listener, first-time caller. Actually, not that long, but it just seemed to fit. As many before me have said, I'd like to thank you for your service to our country, Mike. Our servicemen and women make so many sacrifices, not only potentially with their lives, but with their health, physical and mental, the families and personal freedoms, and I thank you for the sacrifice that you have made for us and our country. I began listening to you this past August. I had just rejoined WW in July and spotted a post you made on Connect. I can't remember exactly what you said, but I remembered the force of your words stuck with me, and I clicked follow. I had no idea I was about to join a cult following of dagheads. Okay, yes, wingmen, but you have to admit, dagheads kind of has a ring to it. Like many youth, I never really paid attention to my weight growing up. Getting on the scale was something we had to do when we went to the doctor's office, but I never cared about the number, and I wouldn't have remembered it a minute later. Not only did I not care about my weight, I never exercised. I played. Well, what's the difference? Perception is everything, isn't it? When I played, I ran, I got muddy, I swam in Lake Michigan, I rode my bike everywhere. Bikes are the #1 form of fun and quick transportation for generations of kids raised in the Midwest. When play became exercise, the fun was gone. It became a chore like folding laundry or mowing the lawn, which incidentally is actually great exercise. Anyway, somewhere between the ages of 13 and 18, I began to pay attention to my weight and I stopped playing. Mind you, at this point I was 5'8", 130 to 145 pounds, not really unhealthy. I look at the photos of myself back then and I think, dang, I didn't know what I had when I had it. But either way, that voice, the negative voice many of us permit to dwell in our brains, took root. Yes, the voice was nurtured by some family members who made occasional reference to my body and my looks, but I'm the one that gave it permission to take residence. In college, I began to have actual issues with my weight. My parents, between whom I spent my life negotiating peace, divorced. An assault that I had never properly dealt with began weighing on me. I became angry, bitter. I picked up smoking, weekend partying, and worse, fast food. I say that only semi-jokingly, as I was able to eventually quit the drinking, and then years later quit the smoking, 5 years this past November. But the fast food? That habit ain't so easy to kick in our busy world. By the time I graduated at 22, I was 215 pounds. Yeah, now I had a problem. Enter the weight yo-yo. The diets varied, and each one was successful in its own way. Engagement day, 200 pounds. Wedding day, 165 pounds. New job, 190 pounds. Moved to Texas, 170 pounds. Pregnancy, month 9, 235 pounds. Childbirth, 215. Up, down. Dad's death, up. Divorce, up. Quit smoking, up. July 19th, 2018, my first weigh-in at my workshop, 265 pounds. I haven't listened to all your podcasts yet, but I will tell you that when I heard you speak of what it was like going to your first meeting, I began to cry. The vulnerability of that moment is so raw. Just being there, I actually knew I was saying, I'm broken and I don't know how to fix myself. I need someone to walk with me. And walk with me they have. If any of you are listening right now, know that the short time we have together each week is a breath of sanity. Understanding and inspiration to which I look forward all week long. I've lost 18 pounds. The Bermuda Triangle of death of Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas, along with, here comes the C word, complacency, have put me at 247 pounds this last week. I was about to say, I have a long road ahead of me, but looking at that differently, isn't that what we want? I certainly don't want to take forever losing this weight, but I want to go down a path that keeps going. even after I hit the magic number that I have in my mind of 160 pounds. I want to play outside again. And think of it the way I want to kill that voice that tells me I am worthless and an embarrassment. I'm a child of God. I'm a mother of one wonderful, sarcastic 14-year-old son. I've taught thousands of high school students the works of Poe, Shakespeare, Austen, Emerson, and Steinbeck. I'm a woman who can love fiercely, laugh loudly, and I shouldn't feel one iota less than that ever. I'm struggling to find my why. I'm struggling with taking out that voice, mobster style, when the times are dark. My New Year's resolution last year was the first I'd ever followed through with for a whole year. Pray every day. With few exceptions, I did that. This year, I don't really know how to phrase it, how to make it concrete. All I know is that I don't want to live in the shame of this body that I'm in. Thank you for listening, FatDag, and thank you for being the opposite of that cancerous voice, Delilah. And Delilah is on Connect as well. So, Delilah, a lot of going on in your email, and it's an amazing documentation of what we all know to be true, right? You're right. The hardest part of this journey is that admittance of we can't do this alone. We simply can't. And so whatever it takes for you to find the inspiration to walk into that meeting room and to say to somebody, help, not knowing what help means, that's incredibly painful. And I tell you, that is the hardest part of this journey, is when you finally get to the point where you say, I need to do this. I don't know what, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I think so many of us walk into that meeting and we say, I'm willing, just please, let me, whatever it takes, let me get this weight off, let me get healthy. And we walk into that meeting room with those expectations, and we start having success. We absolutely do. And then suddenly, that success turns into, okay, well, I said I was willing to do anything, but not so much that. And then we have to figure out what actually works for us down the road. So, congratulations on getting into the meeting. Congratulations on your initial success. You've proven you can do this. You talk about, the many different diets that you were on, all of them successful in their own way. None of those diets are actually successful, just FYI. You're the one that's successful. You're successful in following a program. It doesn't matter which program you follow. You've proven that you can follow the program, get the results. So they aren't successful, you're successful. I need you to understand the slight difference here, because the difference is that whatever you put your focus to, whatever you put your effort into, that's where you're gonna get the results. You can do that. Whether it takes a group of wingmen or a group of dagheads to walk with you, we're going to do that. We absolutely will. In the WhysWingman group, we say, we will walk with you. We believe in you. We want you to have success, because your success turns into our success as a group. So keep up that great work there. I love the piece that you said where you talked about when play became exercise. And you think about that, that's right? Because when you put the word exercise on top of it, it suddenly becomes a chore. It suddenly becomes something that you have to do, and we have taken the fun completely out of it. Think about it another way, right? I remember in my high school days, the coach, if we didn't win a baseball game, we ended up running laps, right? And so running was a punishment. If you showed up late for phys ed class, you had to run around the gym as a lap. So quickly, our society started teaching us that if you were bad, we're going to make you run. Don't be bad, because I tell you, if you are bad, we will make you run, bucko. And so that is when our brain starts turning this play into exercise. Exercise equal bad, in our heads. We certainly know that's not the truth. And we have to now take all that we've been taught, all that society's kind of fed us, that line that they've fed us, and you have to evict them. You said it absolutely right, is that, the voice in your head that was nurtured by family members, it's nurtured by our environment, but you have given it permission to take residence. You need to give it an eviction notice. You need to kick it out, because I tell you one thing that I've learned through this journey, and it's not an easy lesson to learn, but what I learned was I can tell you guys everything that's going on in my life, right? Or let me back up. I can't tell you everything that's going on in my life. I overshare. The stuff I put on Connect, the stuff I put on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, I put an awful lot out there. I promise you, you're only getting about 10 to 15% of my life. The rest of everything else I'm doing, I just don't have the time to share everything. So if you want to make judgment off of the 10 to 15% you see, then that's fine. You know, I finally come to terms with the fact that I can't possibly share everything. So I'm acting on only the information that I have. And that's what you need to do. You need to take that same thing as when someone's offering you something that doesn't fit into your plan, you need to evict it. No, you just need to kick it out. You know, and you've been through an awful lot, and my arms reach right out and want to give you a big hug. You know, obviously your parents' divorce, I can't even imagine that turmoil that goes through there, an assault that you've never properly dealt with. I can't even imagine. But through all that, you have found the strength to persevere. You have found the strength to walk into a group of strangers and say, help. You have found the strength to write in here and share this and say, guys, I just need some help. And you've done that. You absolutely are incredible. You can do this. You've proven time and time and time again that you're successful in whatever you put your effort towards. You're down 18 pounds. You did that by being focused. And you said you have a long road ahead of you. You know, I'm going to start using this because people say, you know, man, I'm so tired. I don't want to do this for life. Like, well, the whole point of doing this is to have a long life. This journey will be a long journey. That's the goal. The goal is to be doing this forever, well into your 90s, right? Boy, and you'd be a rock star if you can make it into 100. If you can be doing this until you're 100 years old, congratulations, you win the prize. That's what it's all about. You want this journey to be long. You absolutely do want it to be long. And so I want you to take a second and I want you to find your why. Finding your why is critical to this process. I think it's episode 184. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere near there. It's an episode on how to find your why. I want you to dig into that. And I kind of asked you 5 questions and I walk you through it. It's like, what are your expectations on this journey? Write it down. Write down what are you expecting to get out of this journey. Spend some time with that sentence. Spend a couple minutes, do it in private. Write it out and say, what are my expectations? And then I ask you, do you believe you can do this? And when I ask that, instantly, you instantly had an answer. Whether it was yes or something else, you instantly had a response when I say, do you believe you can do this? Now, I'm inclined to believe that if you answer that with anything but an immediate yes, the answer is a no, and that's okay. It's okay at this moment if you don't fully believe because your dagheads, your wingmen, we believe in you, and we're going to walk with you. So ask yourself, do you believe in it? Write a sentence or two or a paragraph about do you believe, why or why not? Think about the hardest thing you ever done in your life. You know, you've documented some of them here. I want you to go into a little more detail, but you've done some amazingly hard things and you've lived through them. You've persevered. You use that strength. Use the strength that it took to get over all those tragic things that's happened to you. And know that the power is in you to do whatever you want. If you can get through that, you certainly can open an app and type in what you ate for lunch. That's easy compared to some of the hard things you've already been through. Ask yourself, what's in the way of your journey? Really, what's stopping you? What's stopping you from having the success that you're destined, determined, capable, and it's owed to you? What's stopping you? And then lastly, you know, just kind of ask yourself, well, who was responsible for your success? Now, I'd love to be responsible for you, but the reality is I can't be. I'd love to have the Wingman Group be responsible. The reality is they can't be. You have to know that the only person who can do this, is you. You've proven you can do hard things. You've proven you can even do this one. It's just a matter of taking time and putting the focus where it needs to be and getting it done. So Delilah, thank you so much for sharing your incredible email. The Facebook group just lit up with how much they loved everything you wrote. So thank you so much for sharing that. Truly, it's a great email, great way to open 2019, and we're really glad to have you here for sure. And it's good to see you also in the group too. That's cool. Next email up comes in from Hildy. She's in the Facebook group as well, joining us live. She says, "Dear Mike, as I listened to episode 238 and offered to the group that we need to celebrate the good and not dwell on what wasn't, I realized it's high time that I follow my own advice. Ever since I put weight on at the end of 17, I had a low sense of self-worth. Even after I lost almost 50 pounds on WW and achieved lifetime, I still have a hard time accepting compliments, and I still see the heavier version of me in the mirror. That said, I know I could use a look back at 2018 and think of what I did right. First off, I'd weighed in every single week, and I attended workshops weekly. There are times that I know that the scale is up a bit, and it would be easier to skip the weigh-in, but I know that I need that accountability, and I cannot allow the scale to dictate a success or a failure. Skipping the weigh-in won't change anything with the number on the scale, but it will result in me becoming complacent, and before I know it, I will skip the next week, the week after that. I cannot and I will not let that happen. Second, I've come to accept that the scale does not dictate my success. It has taken me over 30 years to get to this point, but I've come to learn that I can accept where I am or where I'm at and embrace the feeling that I'm at goal. When I first started working out at the gym 4 years ago, I wore baggy shirts and loose pants. These days, I wear fitted tops and fitted pants because I can, and I feel good in them. This is huge for me. Next, 2018 was a good year for running and fitness. I did 4 5Ks, a 5-miler, a 10K in the Jerusalem Marathon, my third half marathon, all before I turned 50. I did a 30-day burpee challenge where I did 2,400 burpees, and I had my story featured in an online magazine. I'm currently training for a Spartan race, which terrifies me, but also gives me the motivation to set goals that can be done. Who am I? I'll tell you who I am. I'm a 50-year-old wife, a mother of 5. I spent my adult life suffering from low self-esteem, wearing shapeless black clothing because I didn't like the body that I was in. Even when I lost weight, it took me a long time to embrace what I've accomplished. Sure, I'd like to be 5 or 10 pounds lower than I'm currently at, but I'm really fine where I'm at because I'm healthier today than I've ever been. It's the support and the encouragement I get from you all and the WhysWingman and the women that allow me to continue this journey and celebrate. Wishing you and your family and the WhysWingman family a great 2019, Hildy. Hildy, rocking it! Are you not incredible or what? Man, I love the self-confidence that just poured through your keyboard onto this thing. What an amazing 2018. I'm not sure with that list of accomplishments, I would care what the scale said either. In fact, I don't care what the scale said, but in essence, what you have accomplished in your fitness journey, 2,400 burpees, no. Congratulations, totally on 4 5Ks, a 5-miler, a 10K in the Jerusalem Marathon, and your third half marathon, all in 2018. Congratulations on your 50-pound loss. We're going to round up. You've achieved lifetime. And what's more important is you took a time to document your success. Man, I think so many times we don't take the opportunities to document our success. What we try and do, and what I've noticed the trend in, is we seem to document our failures. And I tell you, I've been in sales my whole life, right? And so if you're a salesperson, you know this, and I'm going to expose some secrets on you here from the sales world. And it's not used as much, but there's a sales tactic called the Ben Franklin close, right? And so what it is if you were to come to me and we were trying to contemplate something, and I wanted you to buy this. Let's just say it's a car for the sake of argument, and I want you to buy a car, and I would say, and you're debating, you're not sure if you want the car or not. What I would say is like, you know what? Let's just take a piece of paper and let's draw a T on it, right? On the left-hand side, let's write all the pros to buying this car. All the pros are, it has heated seats. Oh yeah, it gets 38 miles a gallon. I would ask you what you thought. You would say, well, it's red. I like red. Red's my favorite. Yeah, and we would write down red. I would help you with every single thing that was great about this car. We would come up with a list of a dozen, 20, 30, 40, 50 things. And then I would say, well, what are the cons? And when I would ask you what the downsides were, I would shut up. I wouldn't sit there and I wouldn't say a negative thing about the car. And so instantly what happens is the list is overwhelmingly positive, very few negative, because you can only come up with one or two on your own. I'm not going to tell you any of them. And then at the end of the day, you say, oh yeah, I guess I should buy the car. So the concept here is the same, is if you spend all day writing down all the negative things you have going on in your life, and the world is certainly going to help you with that, versus you have to sit there on your own and say, I want to find a way to find all the positive, and let us help you find that positive as well. Make that positive list so long that you say, I want to succeed. It's exactly what you've done here. You know, when you first started working out, you know, wearing the baggy shorts, and I get that. You now have owned every piece of your journey. You are celebrating in such a way that you deserve. You are healthier today than you have ever been. You are healthier today than you have ever been. If that's not what we're all after, boy, I don't know what the goal is. Currently training for a Spartan race, but whether it terrifies you or not, you're doing it. Man. Now, sure, 5 to 10 pounds, great. There is a point to this journey where there is a vanity type weight that kicks in, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that if that's your goal. But there is a certain, 0%, it's not going to happen, 5% body fat, 10% body fat, completely ripped. That's an extreme. It's for those who have done it, successful, congratulations to you. For those who want to carry 5 to 10 pounds and be happy with it, run Spartan races, run 4 5Ks, run a 5-miler, do 2,400 burpees. Yeah, you've got it going on. You know everything you need to know. You're doing exactly what you need to do. You're an amazing 50-year-old mother of 5, amazing wife. I don't think you suffer from low self-esteem. If you do, the Wingman group certainly would have something to say about that. Hildy, congratulations. You are an amazing, amazing, amazing accomplishment. Thanks for being a part of this group. Keep up the amazing work, and we'll see you online. Thanks for being in the live chat as well. This next email comes in from a familiar voice you guys may recognize, and he's joining us on YouTube. Kirby writes in and says, oh, hey, FatDag. 2019, can you believe it? When you asked, I started thinking about my goals for 2019. I'll be starting my 4th year of WW at a weight higher than when I initially joined. But I'm not upset. Sometimes weight loss is the priority in my life, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes I get upset thinking that I've effectively made negative progress after 3 years, but I've learned a lot. And while the scale may not show it, I think I'm living a significantly healthier lifestyle. I also know that I will get to my goal. How? Well, I've lost 121 pounds. Well, no, maybe not all at once, but when I'm focused, I lose weight. That brings me to my goal for 2019. I've been through lots of changes while on WW. I've moved across the country twice, changed careers after separating from the military, but the biggest change may still be ahead. In April 2019, I will be getting married. This may end up being one of the most memorable days of my life. Professional photographers in a photo booth, not to mention the countless amateur photographers in the audience. This day will surely be captured forever. So my goal is not to lose so much weight or to be a certain weight, but to feel confident that I have done everything in my power in 2019 to look my best. Well, I'm not concerned with what the number is on the scale on my wedding day, but I want to be proud of every picture. I want to be proud that regardless of what that day brings, I stayed focused every day leading up to it looking my best. Man, I can't wait to show you all the pictures. Very respectfully, Kirby out of Reno, Nevada. Currently, he's in Stratford, Connecticut, but never a New Englander, he says. And then he goes on to the bottom and says, 121-pound weight loss comes from losing 41 pounds since 2016 before gaining it all back. 42 pounds down in 2017 before gaining 17 over the holidays. 23 pounds down before leaving for the military. Then gaining 63 pounds between leaving the military, having foot surgery, and a cross-country road trip. When I finally got my focus back, I was at 260 pounds and now down 15 pounds again. You had said that we don't start over. I like that thought. This is not my 4th attempt. It's just all part of my journey. Like my dog, I found a few squirrels along the way and taken a few detours. But I know I will get there. Overall, I may end up, but let me see. Oh, sorry. Overall, I may be up, but I'm very proud of the 121 pounds I've lost so far. And feel free to paraphrase that however you'd like. I don't paraphrase, man. I read it as I get it. It's just a lot easier than me trying to put words into your mouth that you didn't put there. So, Kirby, congrats on your 121-pound weight loss. You don't do that on accident. So, the coolest thing about your journey is you are now, you know this, man. You can do this, and you believe you can do it, which is cool. You've proven time and time again that when you put the focus here, you get it done. And so when other things in your life become the priority, as they should, you get it done there. There are probably a list of things that you've done successfully in your life that have nothing to do with your height and your weight. It's probably a long, accomplished, amazing list. You put the focus there to get that done. At times, you've shifted the focus to your weight loss. The goal for you is where you now say, okay, how do I take 2 goals? I posted about this on Connect today. How do you take 2 goals that are somewhat completely conflicting? And how do you merge them, or how do they live symbiotically together where you can actually kind of get both done? Sometimes it's not easy, and sometimes we do end up this trip, but you're absolutely right. We can't never, ever start over. It's physically impossible to start over on this journey because you learn something every step of the way. And so when you decide to in your words, not you, Kirby, but in the general population's term, when you decide to start over, you're starting over with a head start because you know things now you didn't know previously. So I say you're not actually starting over, you're continuing with a different level of focus. You're continuing with a modified plan. You're continuing in such a way that gets you excited and motivated again to do this. Now, I love the piece of this where you talk about your wedding day. I don't want you on your wedding day. I don't want you stressing about what the number is. And I don't think you're going to, which is kind of cool. What I think is going to happen is that you're going to get there and you're going to forget all about this and you're going to have the best day ever knowing that you did your best. That's the goal, man. Doing your best every single moment. Having no regrets in April when you get there, having no regrets saying, I did the best I could. Doesn't matter where I started, doesn't matter how far I came. I put in consistent focus and effort, and today we're celebrating that. Today is my wedding day. You look your best. The amateur photographers, I guarantee you, they don't care. Your loving fiance, she doesn't care. Now, the only reason we're even a little bit concerned is because we want to make sure you live happily ever after. You're going to make that promise, through sickness and in health. You want to kind of minimize the sickness part. You want to kind of emphasize the and in health part, right? So as you're making that promise that, I will honor you and cherish you and however you're going to write your vows through sickness and in health, prove to her that the health part is going to be way more fun. You can do that, man. So always good to hear from you. I enjoy our little chats on Twitter when you reach out to me there. Keep doing the amazing work. The key focus in your email is when you said, while the scale may not show it, I think I'm living a significantly healthier lifestyle. That's that knowledge that you've learned along the way, that you've now implemented into your daily life. That's the piece that allows you to not start over. Is that you are living significantly healthier. So you are starting with a 1,000,000-mile head start. You are continuing this journey 1,000,000 miles ahead of where you ever started the first time you did it. And man, you're a force to be reckoned with. Congratulations on your retirement from the military. Congratulations on your upcoming marriage. Sorry about the foot surgery. You got a lot going on, man. You truly do. And you're an amazing example for the entire community. And it's so good to have you back, certainly in YouTube. I know the folks on Facebook miss you as well, but keep up that amazing work. So, folks, this journey is absolutely doable. It's 2019. It's the year where you're going to get it done. There is nothing stopping you except for you. I'm not stopping you. The internet's not stopping you. No one is stopping you except for you getting slightly distracted. I talked about goal setting today, and one of the things about goal setting is that when you set a goal, you are on fire, motivated, ready to do that. Otherwise, you wouldn't set it as a goal, right? And you think about New Year's resolutions, or you think about goals that you've set. Oftentimes we set the same goals over and over and over again. It's not because, and we quit doing them, not because we don't want them anymore, but we forget along the way that we made the promise to ourselves that we're going to do this. That's where we're at in this journey. You have to get to the point where you now say, I am setting a goal. And you need to remind yourself every single day what the goal is. You need to find some sort of way that when you wake up in the morning, you know what your goal is. When you come to evening dinner time, you know what the goal is. And so therefore you ask yourself and you make decisions on, does this support my goal? Does this align with my goal? Or does this work against my goal? But so many of us, we forget and we get distracted along the way with what the actual goal was. And then other things happen in our life that rightfully so bring us to a different level of focus. And I want you to take one more step this time and go, okay, let me get it really, really dialed in. Let me get so hyper focused, and let me use that to balance everything else that I got going on and make the best version of you in 2019. And folks, when we do that, we celebrate, right? And so I want to take a moment before we get into that. I'm going to start letting you guys know that this podcast, I'm truly honored to do it. It's so much fun to do. And I now going to end each show with the list of those who are providing the financial support to keep it going. So I'll share that through the closing of the email. But I want all of you guys to know I appreciate every single one of you out there getting it done. So without further ado, what is it that you're celebrating? All right, let's share this on the air. Let's go to FatDag.com and click on the WhysAdvice podcast. Send in your celebrations, your comments, your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in those celebrations because I want you to be very proud of what you're doing. When you set goals and you accomplish them, doesn't that feel good? I've said this before, but when you take you start your day and you make a to-do list, what you do is you write down things you've already accomplished because you like seeing the check marks next to them, proving to yourself that you can do it. That's what comes from goal setting and being proud of what you're doing is you feel really good about it. And it doesn't take long for that momentum to build. And as you continue to have success, as you continue to do the things that are aligned with your goals that get you to where you want to be, you just feel like a completely different person. I want you to feel that. I want you to share that. I want everyone around you to feel that. You know the difference, right? When you walk into a room and you look good, you know it. And you're looking around hoping someone else knows it as well. And I promise you, they all do. So continue to be proud of what you're doing, but that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goals and go after it. I wish you good focus. Yay, I recorded the whole thing. Whew. Boy, that felt good. What do you guys think? Evelyn, I saw you pop in. Woohoo! Good to see you. Let's see, who else did I see popped in? Anna's here. Good to see you as well. Very cool. Dee says, another amazing podcast. Thank you all for the amazing emails. I tell you, that's what's cool thing about this. I don't have to do anything. I just open my inbox and start reading. It's so fun, the emails you guys send in, and I make it easy to find, on air at fatdag.com, shoot an email in. The show is 100% user-driven. If you listen to any other podcast, right, I mean, not any other, but many other podcasts, most of the podcast world is, who can I interview? Who can I interview? Which is great stuff too, right? But the reality is I don't want to spend my day finding experts there's nothing in this journey that you don't already know. Nothing. Everything you need to know, you already know. So no matter who I bring on as a guest, they're not going to tell you anything you didn't know. You may get to the point where someone rephrases it and helps a little bit. I get that side of it. But there's not new information. So I wanted to share the real life stories. And Kirby says, the last email was pretty lame. And so I agree, but I read whatever comes in the inbox. Evelyn says, great show. Thank you. I need this more than you know. Evelyn, I can't wait to see you on Tuesday. Folks, side note, the last 2 Tuesdays have been Christmas and New Year's Day, and my Tuesday meeting is suffering. I can't wait to get back into this Tuesday and give everyone a big hug and say Happy New Year, and let's rock it. So, very cool. Very, very, very fun. So, Denise says, I am so grateful I found your podcast. Thank you. Thank you for sure. Yep. And Diane says, great show. Awesome emails. So, whew. On that note, what do you guys think? Too fun, right? You certainly know how to get a hold of me on air at fatdag.com, and then these little buttons here. So let's see, that's Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Connect, and LinkedIn. Makes it very, very easy to get a hold of me. So I had someone email me tonight. Facebook messaged me about a week and a half ago, and of course you guys know the last 2 weeks of my life have been crazy. But I finally got back to her tonight and said, sorry it took me forever to get back to you. How are you doing? And she replied, I'm sorry to have bothered you. And I'm like, no. 100% of the reason why I'm here is for you guys. 100%. So now I don't really want my inbox blowing up, but if you need me, you need me. If you need something, if you can't get it out of the Wingman group, by all means, do what you need to do. Reach out. That's why we're here. Find another wingman if you need to, but whatever. But don't feel like you're bugging. That's the whole reason we're doing this. So Lee says there's no direct link on the app. To what, Lee? Margaret Jean says we can't wait to get you back. I know. I can't wait. I don't know. Wendy says the video seems to come in and out of focus. I don't know. I'm not sure, Wendy. In and out of focus. At some point, so I switched from using, at one point, you guys remember I had like 4 iPhones going. I've now gone down to 1 camera, but I'm using the camera that's on my laptop computer. So at some point, I will buy a real nice camera or 2, and then we'll have some other options. But for now, we're using the camera on the laptop, which actually works out pretty well. Because it gives me, again, just 1 camera versus the 5 cameras we had before. So, whoo, Kelly's here. Woohoo! Good to see you, sir. Thank you for your text. Yes, yesterday. Feels like it's been 24 hours or more than 24 days. But thank you for your text yesterday. It meant a lot. I really appreciate it. I know we haven't chatted in forever, but truly, when I saw your name come into my phone, it made me smile. So, Kelly, thank you for that, my friend. Jan says it was awesome, Mike. Woohoo! Debbie said this is a good quality. Yeah, I mean, I think it works. I would like to move it up just a little bit so it's more like eye level. So, because right now when I'm reading the phones, I look up because the camera's way down here, and I have to look at the camera, and so then I can't read the phones. So I wouldn't mind getting it so it's everything's in the same view. But I agree with you. I like this format as well. It's way easier for me. And I like the little things. I like these little things, right? I mean, I like this. I like these little things. And I can even put them like, let's see. I can move them up there. That way. Right there. I can move them up there too. So, lots of things to do with the computer. Just a ton of fun. But, whew. Let's see. Yeah, Kelly says, let's have a great 2019. You are welcome, my friend. Perfect. Maria says, really good show. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy night to do all this for us. I tell you what, this is just a little bit oversharing because I'm an oversharer. So this morning, I woke up and I said, okay, I want to do a podcast. I want to do it at 8 p.m. Because I'm home alone right now. So I said 8 p.m. will be perfect. And so I had nothing going on tonight. And then all of a sudden, long story, but I had a lot of running around to do tonight that I didn't anticipate. Janine had texted me, asking me to do some favors while she's out of town. And so I got all those done. I got home at like 7:15, and I'm scrambling to get it done. But so I was a little late getting here. But Jan says, is it only on Facebook now? No, it's Facebook and YouTube currently. I will move it. This system allows me to push it to Twitter as well. We'll live broadcast on Twitter. I just haven't figured out how to do that yet. But currently, right now, one camera live on YouTube and Facebook at the exact same time, the exact same broadcast, and then we'll move that to Twitter as well. But currently, Instagram does not allow this software to, what's the deal? Just to live stream to Instagram. So for now, we're just Facebook, YouTube, and then eventually Twitter. Yeah, and Kirby says, tell everyone to join over in YouTube. So go to youtube.com/c/FatDag. Let me do that. I'll show you where it is. YouTube right there. So right. I can't do my finger. I'm not used to that. So YouTube right there. Go to YouTube, and then you can watch the show in YouTube as well. You can certainly do that. So, and then of course, you can get the app, right, and Google Play. But yeah, Kirby says join everyone over in YouTube. So I don't know. I think YouTube is slightly better experience. Just my own observation. But who knows? It's to each his own. I think the cool thing about YouTube is that you don't necessarily need the Facebook account. A lot of people don't like having their Facebook account. Corey says, how can you be live on Twitter? I've never seen that before. Oh, I can. I've been live on Twitter before, but I just haven't. And this one it takes a little bit of configuration, which I just haven't had time to sit down, and figure it out. But anyway, so for now it's Facebook and YouTube. So exactly, Keith says Twitter enables Periscope. That's exactly it, Keith. Yep. And so I have a Periscope account, and all I gotta do is find the live stream codes and get them plugged in. It's just I use the RPTP protocol, blah 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 blah, something. I don't have time to figure that out at the moment. So anyway, but yeah, so that's the deal there. So. Goal setting 2019. So I'll share one of my other goals because I need your help with this one. One of my goals is, so here you're gonna like this one. One of my goals is to release a daily podcast. Right there, right at the top. Release a daily podcast. That's written down. And I know we do. a daily podcast, except for the days that we don't. But it's my number one goal in my book this year is to release a daily podcast. My number 2 goal is to read 3 books a quarter. Third goal is I want to grow the Patreon community. And then I want to social media growth. That's what I want to do. I want to kind of really blow up social media this year. So anyway, just these are personal goals that I've set. So I need your help with that one. So if you like this, share it. If you're already watching on Facebook, go like it in YouTube and vice versa. Do whatever it takes to let the whole world know to join us. Right? We're doing this together, kind of. And so the more the merrier. I think my lights are turning down. Alexa, turn on Showtime. There we go. Yep, my lights were dimming. Ellen says Periscope. What is that? Never heard of it. Periscope is just another live streaming platform. Cindy says, what book is that? Cindy, this is my planner book. So that has my goals in the beginning, and then you'll like this too. One of the other things it asks you to do, it asks you to write down what an ideal week looks like for you. Like if you could have anything you wanted in a week, this is what a typical week would look like for me. Let's see if I can see it. It's probably not legible for you guys, but so it has podcasts in there every day, and you look at the live show in the middle of the day. I'm going to rotate them throughout, and then Discord chat every day. This is an ideal week for me. It helps me kind of with goal setting. Daily rituals. So every morning I want to wake up and do a calendar review, review my to-do list. Anyway, it just kind of keeps me on track, and then it has my calendars in here. Calendar, and then of course your daily pages of to-do lists and whatnot. So it's called the Full Focus Planner. I picked it up a little while ago. I love it. Your guys' Alexa's answered. Yeah, designed by Michael Hyatt. Michael Hyatt, I forget, I think it's michaelhyatt.com, I'm not sure. But Michael Hyatt, the full focus planner. I've been using it now for 3 quarters. It's a quarterly planner. This is my 3rd quarter and I love it. So anyway, a little oversharing there. So your guys's, I can't say it out loud, but your devices answered when I asked mine to turn the lights on. Ha, very fun. Yep. Yeah, don't get it from Amazon, no offense, but get it directly from his site. I don't know if it's cheaper on Amazon, but I promise you, if you get it directly from his site's awesome because what he does is, more importantly than selling you the planner, and it's completely free when you buy the planner from him. He has a video for each section of the planner. So you can watch like a 3 to 5 minute video. When he says goal setting, he doesn't say set goals. He tells you for 3 minutes what goal setting looks like. He tells you how to set up that section of the planner. I think there's a dozen videos, 3 to 10 minutes long at the most, where he walks through every section of the planner and tells you how to get it done. So very, very, very fun. So, but you can get it wherever you want. I mean, the videos are free, but I like to support him on his website. So I think he's a great dude. Cool. All right. On that note, we're an hour into this. I'm gonna wrap this up. I have a ton to do. Literally long day at work, and I'm long day tomorrow. Janine and Megan fly home Friday. Pick them up on Friday. Whew. My goal is to do a podcast every day. You saw that, so keep an eye on Twitter. Twitter will let you know when I schedule the next podcast. If I get ahead tomorrow during the day and we can get one done tomorrow night, it'll be late because my meeting goes till about 7:30. But maybe we'll have a 10 o'clock podcast tomorrow night would be the time frame that I'm shooting for. So East Coast time always. Very, very fun. All right, on that note, again, thank you so much, all of you. Thank you guys for being here. Thanks for being a part of this amazing community. Sharon, thank you for that. Lee says 13,372 steps, 6.2 miles today. Woo! Angie says, take care of yourself, Mike. It's been a crazy few days. It has. And thank you for that. It's going to be another couple crazy weeks. We got a lot going on. So yes, I'm taking care of me as well. Today's been a great day on plan. Very happy with all my choices today. Very happy with everything I've done today. It's a great day. It's January 2nd, baby, and we're rocking it. Rocking it. So, Evelyn, good to see you. Can't wait to see you Tuesday. I said that earlier, but I truly mean it. You're an incredible inspiration getting it done, and I know we have similar journeys now. So my heart continues to go out for you and your family as well. So Therese says good night. Debbie says good night. Becky says workout time for me. Thank you, Mike. Good night, all. I'll agree. Let's end it on that. You guys know the deal. This has nothing to do with luck, right? 100%. I wish you good focus. Good night.